Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lawoon. I hope you all has a very wonderful lunch break. So I'm from originally from Myanmar, but I'm grateful to be presenting Singapore today. So before I start to present the details of my project, I would like to share a recollection of my trip previously to one of the rural weaving villages in Myanmar, located alongside Int'l Lake and specialized in lotus weaving. So during this trip, through hands-on experience with local artisans, I got to experience why it takes such patience, skill, and time to create such detailed and delicate products. And the craft for them, for the weavers, is more than just a product. It's their legacy of people, their stories, and the survival. So during this trip, through all the personal moments, it's written my desire to help preserve and uplift these traditions. However, there are several challenges that the weaving culture in Myanmar is currently facing. So these are the ones that I wanted to address through my project. Starting from the culture is not being promoted enough and currently declining, leaving only 10 to 30% of original weavers. As well as the weavers don't have a direct market exposure since they are mostly at the rural part of Myanmar, which leads to having poorly maintained working conditions. Lastly, because of modernizations and environmental concerns, it's higher the environmental concerns because of the textile waste and lower the demand for hand-woven products. But how do we tackle those issues? By promoting and preserving the culture, by empowering our local weavers, and by sustaining as much as we can through this project. So with these objectives in mind, I envision LOOM. So what is LOOM, you ask? LOOM is an immersive cultural retreat center that allows visitors to stay, learn, and connect with weaving cultural heritage of Myanmar on a deeper level through exhibitions, workshops, and collaborations directly with our local artisans. So it provides the local artisan a direct market platforms and opportunities and the correct exposures to sell their product directly. We also implement a closed-loop recycle system that recycles the textile waste into yarn that will be used in the workshops, as well as sustainable materials such as insulations, as well as the upcycled furniture, which will be used in the design later on. So the overall design concept of this project came from the very structure of the frame loom. As you can see from the sketch here, the harness, the reeds, all these layer connections translate both physically and conceptually. The idea is to lead the visitors through a journey of creation and immersions, like a process of fabric making. Our users are primary users being tourists and local travelers who want to explore the culture at LOOM, and our weavers and artisans, who is the backbone of our culture itself. So with the users in mind, this is the range of activities that allow them to engage, create, and connect. We have cultural exchange and collaborations and economic empowerment for the visitors, and we have holistic living experience and cultural retreats for our visitors. So the site is located at the central part of Yangon, which is the capital city of Myanmar, making it highly accessible for the visitors who are visiting Myanmar for the first time. So the site consists of 4 buildings. We imagine a colonial era building through adaptive reuse, hoping to connect past and present, like the architecture and the weaving heritage of Myanmar. So with the site as a base, this is a detailed site analysis, mainly covering the main entries are facing the main roads, easy accessibility. And since it's at the central part of Myanmar, high human traffic volumes, and surrounded by the sufficient and dynamic greeneries. So to move on to the branding and the logo, the inspirations came from how we write the loom itself in our language. So I translate the accents of it into the minimalist font and applying to the logos. As well as the branding also derived from this double O pattern here. So all these geometric intersections will be applied throughout the interiors, the products, and all the wayfinding to keep a cohesive visual language. So if you're wondering why I'm using red accent essence color, it came from the vibrant culture of Myanmar. As you can see here, red in particular has a strong presence in our culture, symbolizing life, celebrations, and energy. So this is a process of the material board of LOOM, the interior paints from Nippon that are being used in the design. So from here, let me walk you through the design developments and the thought process of LOOM, starting from the spatial concept, which is also came from the inspiration of LOOM, reflecting verticals and horizontal connections, intersections, and continuations in a space, which reflects the complex layer of culture, community, and the traditions. So these are the few sketch models that I did to explore the continuous flow between the structures and to exploring the response to spatial needs of the user movements. So these are the same sketches exploring the layouts, zonings, as well as some architectural elements and interior design in a space. So this is just a small experiment that I did of the textile waste that I have at home. So the idea is to explore the fibrous structure, which makes this very sound effective as a sustainable solution instead of using the new materials. So please be noted that this is just a experiment. So the actual materials will be like used in the renders will be different colors and design. So to go through the programs and the activities, the first floor being open to the public, and the rest of the floors are for the registered visitors and the guests. So this is the primary and the focal elements of the LOOM, designed to stand out, but at the same time to blend in and part of each functions and activities in LOOM. For example, LOOM being the focal elements as soon as you enter to the reception area, and the interwoven panels, the thread turrets, are part of the visitors and weavers' experience spaces. And the thread and trines and the thread work are part of interactive panels and exhibitions. So to elaborate more on the design and the grid-like structure, it came from the inspiration of the harness and the reeds. So all the grids inspire from there. And the reason for using bamboo as a material is to support the local architectures and materials and sustainable solution, as well as the bamboo translate the linear strength, flexibility, and structurally. So this is what I mentioned just now, the LOOM base, what you will see when you enter from the reception area. So I designed this from the inspiration patterns of abstract lotus pattern. So you can, when you look up from the structure, this is the view that you will see, the inspiration from the lotus patterns. I designed this to honor the weavers at the village that I previously visited. So let me walk you through the plans. So this part here is the main entry to the reception area, and to your right is the souvenirs and retail shop. And to your left is the multi-purpose area. So at the back, you have a communal dining room. And from the secondary area, the textile waste disposal area. So level 2 is all about the immersive experience for the visitors. Starting from this tire seating to the immersive exhibitions, to the LOOM hall, and all these workshops that can experience all the steps and activities of the weaving. And ending with the collaborations area for the visitors, the weavers, and the young artisans. So since the cultural retreat, so these are the, from level 3 to 5 are mostly focused on cultural retreats. So there will be guest rooms and private weaving lounges, which is, so these are the 2 private weaving lounges next to the guest areas. So lastly is the holistic activities for the visitors. So, okay. So for the visual, it's not playing. The video. Oh, no, it's not the JPEG. Okay. Okay. Moving on to the visual branding on the facade, the bodyguard brand's highlights with LOOM logo is the main entries to the entrance, and the hanging banners are highlighting the keywords for the call to actions and the visual languages. So this shows the overall mapping of a visitor journeys from the moment that they arrive at LOOM at reception area through all the experience they can explore at LOOM until the end of their cultural retreat. So let me move on to the interior spaces, starting from the reception area. So this is the main entry here with the LOOM bin. And these are the interactive panels and the lotus pond and all the lounges at the reception area. So next is multi-purpose area. So there will be open performances, which will be seasonals. And if there is no performances, there will be seasonal pop-up markets. So all these are modular stores that can be stored behind the tire seatings. So from the second entry on your right from the facade you saw just now, this is the retails and souvenir shop. And the weaving pavilion adjacent next to it. And the communal dining hall. You can actually see from here to the weaving pavilion when you're like dining at the LOOM hall, the communal dining hall. So from the level 2 is immersive and interactive exhibitions. Starting from here, LOOM hall, and all the workshops. Starting with natural textiles and yarn dyeing workshops, screen printing areas. As well as all these are part of the staircase structure, so they can has their own functionalities and part of each space. And more yarn spinning workshops, macrame weaving workshops, and at the end you will have collaborations and knowledge sharing area for the artisans. So this one is for the retreat area. This is a LOOM weaving workshop, which is adjacent next to the guest rooms. So this is a typical design of the guest room. So at LOOM, we maximize the usage of sustainable materials and upcycle furnitures. We also implement passive strategies such as cross ventilation, skylights, and transparent solar panels for the efficient energy. So let me walk you through. Video? I'm so sorry.
Judges, remember you wanted some excitement?
No, this is so exciting.
Bit of a background because the architectural category had a lot of technical excitement today. So we're wondering, why we didn't have any excitement. So now we have some excitement after lunch. Huh? So yeah. Okay.
It should be the last video.
The last video.
Yes.
Oh yes, the timer is 7:52. Yeah, I remember it was 7:52. Yeah. Just play for her.
Okay, so let's walk you through the loom. So reception area, like I mentioned, with the lotus pond, interactive displays, and lounges. You can see a lot of verticals and horizontal connections in the space. So this is a communal dining room, adjacent next to the weaving pavilion. So this is the weaving pavilion. Retails and souvenir shops, which you can enter from the secondary entry. You can see a lot of culture-related patterns and textures. So from the level 2, immersive exhibitions. And all the weaving-related workshops. The weaving lounge next to the visitors area. So I just want to close with, when we preserve the craft, we preserve the people, stories, and their values. A living cultural legacy.
Thank you so much, Lawoon.